The gloves have officially come off, and the shocking back and forth between Sean Kirkpatrick and Travis Taylor that just happened also brought a few little-known facts about the relationship that Kirkpatrick has with the DoD to the surface. It started by Kirkpatrick writing an opinion piece for Scientific American where he talked about what he learned as the U.S. government's UFO hunter. He's always struck me as more of a gatherer. But in his op-ed, he tells us that AARO's upcoming report contains no evidence of aliens, but plenty of allegations circulated repeatedly by UFO claims advocates, i.e. the Green Street theory. But before we dive deeper into what Kirkpatrick wrote, let's back the bus up to last November to get a better understanding of his motivations for writing this piece. The following context comes courtesy of Nick Gold and Anthony Miller, who attended the Hayden Center event last year, where Kirkpatrick spoke publicly for the last time as the head of AARO. But Sean didn't show up to the event alone. He had a shadow, and that shadow's name was Susan Go, the public affairs officer at the Pentagon that acts as a filter through which all DoD UAP-related information must pass. And she's also the author of this paper titled The Evolution of Strategic Influence, which is about the utilization of psychological operations, which, according to her LinkedIn page, is a service that she has provided the DoD. And according to Nick and Anthony, her influence was felt during the Hayden Center event reception, which oddly started off with a heavy-handed proclamation that any comments made by Go or Kirkpatrick at this public event would be considered off the record. As Kirkpatrick mixed and mingled with the crowd, Go never left his sight for the full hour. And she would even third wheel when someone was trying to have a one-on-one conversation with Kirkpatrick. And when Anthony asked Sean a direct question, he paused, looked at Go for approval before proceeding to answer Anthony's question. And his answer was rife with doublespeak, patronizing dismissal, wordplay, and semantics. The whole situation has a very Jim Henson and Kermit-ish feel to it, doesn't it? And keep that in mind as we discuss Kirkpatrick's latest op-ed. An op-ed in which he states that he was searching for the extraordinary evidence to back up the extraordinary claims associated with the UAP phenomenon. But his team of highly talented and motivated personnel were ultimately overwhelmed by sensational but unsupported claims that dominated the narrative and attention of policymakers and the public. In other words, the testimony that David Grush gave under oath during the last congressional hearing. And this was apparently one of the reasons that Kirkpatrick gave for deciding to step down as the head of AARO. And in what I'm sure is a complete coincidence, shortly after this article dropped, Lou Elizondo tweeted that he left his job in protest, others leave theirs in shame. Kirkpatrick then went on to say that everything we're discussing in the UFO community now originated with Robert Bigelow and Harry Reid. That led to the creation of ATIP and paranormal research at Skinwalker Ranch. And I think that was when Travis Taylor decided to go full scorched earth and lay into Kirkpatrick on his LinkedIn page. I'll post their back and forth comments on my Twitter page because there's just too much there to go over in this short video. But I will go over what I think is the funniest part of their conversation when Taylor tells Kirkpatrick, quote, "In order to find substantiating evidence, you have to actually look. AARO was a farce to shovel the manure back in the manufacturer and the public doesn't realize it." And guys, those are the PG version of Travis Taylor's thoughts. And later that day, he wrote a series of emails to a group of more than 90 people where he took the muzzle completely off and laid into several people, including Mick West, Stephen Greenstreet, and Danny Sheehan. And I'm not going to go into the details of exactly what he said because this is a family-friendly video. But I think the following quote from Travis sums up his thoughts on the matter perfectly. Ha ha, ha ha, ha 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 ha.